Alrighty. Let us play. Oh, connection, please stabilize. There we go. We're actually going to play the playable teaser first before we play the actual game, because I don't know if there's any different content in this than there is from the actual game, but we're just going to do it. Also, I'm using a controller. I think there's different content in here, so... Also, I've tried this out a little bit through Apple Arcade, so... The fact that it says Chapter 13 is a bit confusing, but I think that has to do with some of the setting of this. The trail led her here, where once she was greeted with open arms, now only a locked door. Puzzle time! Come on. A bit hard to be very precise on a controller, but so I might switch to mouse for some of the puzzles. The house reeked of mothballs and damp fur, as she remembered. It must be here somewhere, she thought, and so she entered. And you only have to put up with my voiceover for this playable teaser. The full game is fully voiced, thankfully. Study Blank's house. So let me see. Tiptoe, tiptoe. Bork, bork, bork. Well, before we go over there, let's see if there's anything else over here. That would be a no. He typed something on that paper, but I can't read it in the dark. Smells of fresh ink and cigar smoke. Being careful not to disturb anything on the desk, Jenny read the note. Gloria, please do not read or move the books when cleaning my study. Thank you. S. Interesting. The books, you say? Oh, there's an interact point here. So many medals and awards. Are these all for the same person? Honorable Field Medal. Marksman's Award. Second prize, ABB. Brownie Bake-Off. there's an interact here. There we go. Could be back any minute. I wish the interact symbols were a bit bigger. Don't recognize the person in these photos. I wonder who she is. The wall was lined with medals and awards. A revolver encased in glass hung on the wall, polished but showing its age. Nope, there's an interact point on the chair. The chair smelled of worn leather. There remained a fresh indentation in the seat. Window has a point. Water is leaking through the window. There's a stain along the floor that runs to the bookcase. Does the other window have one? It does. The storm raged outside. I think I'd be safer out there than in here. Like here, yeah, you see how tiny that interact point is? What was playing on the radio before? It sounded strange, like a coded message. Jenny was curious, but she couldn't risk being caught and left it alone. What a strange and dangerous decision to turn on the radio, she thought to herself. Did I? Luckily, just then the batteries died. That was close. Definitely not what I heard before. Dun dun dun! Did I imagine that? No, I don't think you did. Definitely seemed real. Not doing that again. Click, click, click. That's strangely satisfying. Nope, no other points of note for that. Let's see. "16 flutes, 3 tumblers, half a bottle of scotch, all meticulously cleaned and arranged." Wait a second. That bottle's dusty, like it hasn't been moved in years. There's a piece of paper behind the bottle. A new clue! Please destroy after... Found 1 of 5 clues. Hello? There it was, just as had been described to her. A silver flashlight with bronze trim. I found a flashlight. There was an inscription on the bottom. To my handsome prince, always find your way home. This is it. I knew I'd find it here. It's risky, but now that I have the flashlight, I could find out why he's so protective of his books. Oh, I guess I kind of skipped the, figuring out that part of the puzzle. Ah, books. Hundreds and hundreds of books. It's nothing like losing yourself in a good book or 3. Kind of in a hurry here, I don't have time to read them all. What is it Mom always says? Eliminate the noise, focus on the details, and the truth will reveal itself. Much better. Let's find out what he's hiding in these books. I think I'll start with that one. Cinia Pearl, the latest and greatest installation in the Unnatural History Wing, is a ghost ship believed to be the ill-fated Luciana Pearl. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Oh, I can scroll down. When the merchant ship Lucia Pearl set sail on Nova, all signs pointed to an uneventful journey. However, the ship never arrived at its destination and was presumed lost at sea. The ship was finally discovered years later by the lighthouse keeper on Lake Island Point, shrouded in an eerie green mist. Oh, see, you found the Obra Dinn. Very easy mistake to make. It was completely abandoned, yet still in seaworthy condition, with no evidence of foul play. Most remarkably, it was entirely invisible. What? What happened aboard the Luciana Pearl? Clue! Two of 5. Looks like I'm on the right track. Those pieces were clearly torn from the same paper. Now to find the rest. Why did its crew and passengers, including Captain Hebart Closby and his wife Lana and their young child, simply vanish, leaving a ship full of cargo, including enough food and water for several months, behind? How did it become invisible to the naked eye except by the light of a blue moon? Visit the Arthurian Museum and find out for yourself. This fine edition will most likely be viewable at the witching hour upon a clear night with a blue moon, when the museum is closed. Well, screw you then. I'll move around the bookcase to find more clues. I can always step back to see the whole bookcase. Use my trusty magnifying glass to get a closer look. Squeaka, squeaka, squeaka. New year. Same you. This book feels like it's attached to some kind of mechanism. March of the Pigs. That didn't do anything. Some of these books look like they might be connected, but how? We'll find a clue to that, I hope. Looks like the hour hand is stuck at 6. Okay, how do I... Okay. The stick. Or the shoulder, I should say. Let's give this a spin and find Arthurton on the map. Oops. We had the same thought there, Jenny. To Arthurton. Subject investigation of unusual activity in on June, a GCC representative received an anonymous phone call advising that dangerous amounts have been sighted near, as well as upon further investigation, discovered that had the most unsettling aspect of the incidents that occurred on the night of was the remaining who were found only with their attached, but the rest of their were completely removed from their and 7 members of our team were questioned at length regarding their possible involvement with was also apprehended and questioned about the disappearance of upon further examination stated that and signed note referred to CL3A and CL3B for additional oh god, there's more pages. Listen, found at site of that is a lot of names. Are these Patreon or not Patreons, like Kickstarter? To Arthurton, subject update on reported incidents at when asked about the similar incidents and strange occurrences So at the end of last and denied any involvement in or knowledge of crucial evidence in the form of and is believed to have been recovered in the is now being held and examined by recovery unit. The exact location of the subject remains unknown at this time. Signed. Note, refer to document CL14A for list of possible aliases for also refer to for procedures. No, I will not stop making noises. Known aliases for Okay, yeah, these have to be like backer names. Oh, I can't interact with the change jar? It's a knife. Smells of lemons must have been recently cleaned. 11 monkeys. Killer's dozen. Quite a collection. No wonder everything in here stinks. Gotta catch 'em all, ha ha ha. Pokemon. That skull has no eyes, but I'm sure it's looking at me. There are too many dead things in this room. I don't want to be one of them. Paranormal Collectors Club. Price guide. Ah, it's our skull. Novorose skull. 13,000. An unusual and exceptionally rare addition to our catalog. This fossilized skull is over 1,000,000 years old. The skull once hung in the bedchamber of the murderous Marquis of Maritime on Hallows Eve. He brutally killed his wife, her lover, and her handmaiden. Fire ravaged the Chateau Brunard in the early century. This skull was all that survived. Arapaho ceremonial mask, $64,666. Standing spiritual relic and one of the few remaining artifacts of the Arapaho tribe. A rather haunting mask with a two-faced spirit creature at the top. The colorings represent the ancestral realm and the enlightenment of communication with the dead. Legends tell of the mask being used in gruesome sacrificial rituals. Supposedly, the mask would grant the wearer great healing powers. With enough simultaneous human sacrifices, it was thought to even grant eternal life. The creature at the top is most likely a forest spirit of benevolent nature. I know I'm going to butcher this name. Mephistopheles? Owl? 237,000. Ever watchful, beautifully mounted, exquisitely preserved. This great horned owl, Bobo Vigenitus, dates back to the century. Rumored to contain a precious stone possessed by the spirit of Queen Annabeth II, it is believed to protect its owner from unwanted guests and spirits. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard the owl screech in the dead of night. There have even been reports of this owl taking flight. This wonderful specimen will certainly turn heads. Okay, it is definitely moving when the flashlight is on it. My lockpick won't work on this. There's no combination to crack. So do I just keep spinning it until it falls off? No. Okay, I want to know where the hint is for these books. Okay, so Caesar creating for the dead. Oh, I think I see now. New Year, so March, April, May, July, August, September, November, December. Okay, so January, February, March. Okay, so this was, where was it? September, October. Okay, I've got something. The hour's still 6. Okay, so New Year, same you, same ruthless. March of the Pigs. Okay, so Field Guide to Arthurian Flora and Fauna. If he worked in the mines. Tommy by the Shore and Other Stories. High upon the jagged cliffs where seabirds nest and cold winds howl, there's a boy. Every day he climbs to the peak and surveys the endless sea. Today will be the day he comes home to me. Far below is a cottage by the shore. Mother sets the table for 3 and sings an old song. Oh, my darling, sail home to me and tell me what wonders you have seen. As the sun sets and the sky turns red, Tommy starts his long descent home. He swings fearlessly from rock to rock. The sea smashes against the jagged coast below. Finally, his feet fall on the wet ground. He runs homeward, sand squelching between his toes. It is the same event every day, except for this day. Tommy stops in his tracks. Something catches his eye. A thin crevice carved into the ancient cliff face, revealed by the receding tide. Mother always warned him, "Be careful, Tommy, for you may be clever, but the sea is more so and full of dangerous secrets." But Tommy is an adventurer like his father, and knows caves are for exploring. Leaning into the pitch-black opening, he calls, "Hello!" Silence. Tommy calls again, "Hello!" A pause, and then he hears a faint reply from somewhere deep in the cave, and so he slips through the narrow opening. He continues to call the voice in the cave. As he moves further into the darkness, the cave echoes with dripping water and the whipping wind. Deeper he wades through the brine, until he no longer hears the wind or the sea, till all the light is gone, till his calls of hello met with silence, till way back on the shore, Clue? Way back on the shore, the tide begins to roll in. High upon the jagged cliffs where seabirds nest and cold winds howl, there is only the endless sea. Far below, in a cottage by the shore, Mother sets the table for 2 and sings an old song. Oh, my darling, sail home to me and tell me what wonders you have seen. Yikes. Okay, so let's find these loose books first. They seem to have the clues in them. That'll... Looks like a strawberry. Oh. Oh my. Okay, I already looked at this. I get out of the puzzle? Killer's dozen, 11 monkeys. Okay, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. Okay, so purple books are numbers, the blue books are months. What are the red books? Great Goatsby, Minion the Old Man, and the Fish. Twin Peas. Oh, I see. Zodiac symbols. Six, no surprise there. So beautiful, but such a horrible history. Okay, let me back up to see the shelf. Well, let's see. November is mentioned here. This does not have anything of real value in it, I don't think. Century... Hallows Eve. September, so November, October, September. So many books here, it'd be impossible to guess the order. Bet there are more clues in the other books. Yeah, I'm trying to find clues in the other books. Oh, I haven't read this one. Crushing everyone to death, it took more than a month to dig out all the bodies. It also emphasized the need for regulation in the mining activities beneath Arthurton. 13, blah, 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 blah. It's largest... clue. Okay, looks... Judging just, from the pictures, it does look like... The fuck? Oh, well, there we go. Zazer. August 3rd, at last today we begin Project Excelsior! We built a team full of brilliant minds. This journal will serve as a record of our scientific findings and personal reflections. Feel like the cosmic inflation of the universe at the beginning of space-time. Is 6th. Is getting along except for the new lab assistant, Kamensky. He's straight out of school and thinks he knows everything. I can already sense trouble. I don't want to repeat last time. I have to keep my eye on him. It's Zazer, like laser with a Z. How hard is that? I swear he's doing it on purpose. Dear Laser, you shouldn't leave your journal lying around in the lab. Amy. New lab idea. Thirsty. Been toying with designs for a newer facility. If my calculations are correct, it should be capable of up to 300% output capacity. 3 p.m. Terrible setback. She'll rigged one of my experiments. I was about to show the results from Module C-32 to the people upstairs. Suddenly, everything turns radiant purple and all units spontaneously combust. One of the suits nearly lost an eye, and the lab is a total loss. This is going to set us back weeks. Why must he be so egotistical? This sort of competitiveness does nothing to help us. If he weren't invaluable to the team, I would fire him. We'll fix it. Nigel's an idiot anyway. Maybe he was trying to make room for his big head. I think you're cute. Dinner tonight? You're probably going to be ignoring this, Amy. Your name is now Sonic. November 4th, days are blurring together. Every experiment brings us closer to unlocking the seemingly impossible. The number of strange incidents at the lab continues to grow. I swear someone was following me again last night. Also, I think Hilda suspects Amy and me. Don't worry, silly. Loser buys milkshakes. November 18th, more setbacks, exhaustion, rush schedule equals dangerous conditions. Why do they insist we run the new tests this weekend? It's just not ready. In the meantime, we need to step up safety protocols and be vigilant to avoid any more contaminations. Who keeps stealing my pens? December 13th. Hilda left. She took the furniture with her, and she wrote a really nasty note, but also baked me a lovely steak pie. Oh, the irony. December 28th. I've been sleeping in the lab. Nothing to come home to. What am I doing here? What are we really trying to accomplish? I must believe that our personal sacrifices serve a greater purpose. January 12th. Amy has disappeared. I'm worried. No one has seen her since last Saturday. She wasn't at her apartment either. I got access to the security reels. At 5:45, she goes into the bathroom on floor H, but never comes back out. How is that possible? She wouldn't just disappear without talking to me, would she? Others are convinced she has been leaking information to me. I hope she didn't leave because of what happened on Tuesday. Buy new underwear. January 16th. Can't sleep. Still no word from Amy. Where is she? Where is she? February 9th. What a bittersweet feeling. We're finally getting stable, repeatable results. The output ratio is incredible, but we're only just beginning to unlock the potential. In the right hands, this could change the world. 11 p.m. Meet with Detective Barnes. New info about Amy. March 5th, I thought people upstairs would be pleased with our progress, but instead we spend all day in meetings about dismantling the project. Doesn't make any sense. We're only 43 million over budget. I'm starting to think that they aren't in this for the right reasons. The last demonstration went perfectly, and now they want to get rid of us? Clue. Too late. I was so naive. Can't get her face out of my mind. That terrified look in her eyes. Amy is dead. Why her? All my fault. All my fault. Not an accident. A warning. Must destroy experiment and all documentation before they find it. Five of 5. Yep. Come on. Thank you for your purchase of this state-of-the-art bookcase safe. It says I need to pull 3 books in the correct order to open the safe, but oh, god dang it. Okay, now how do I... There we go. The current time and note the hour. Pull the book from the Zodiac group, pull the book from the Numbers group, and pull the book from the Months group. Pull 3 books in the correct order. Refer to the chart on the reverse side for the corresponding hour. So we want Gemini, June 6th. Okay, wait. It's Zodiac number month. Gemini. Uh, 6. And June. Hey, I did it. Ah, the old secret door in the bookcase. I knew there was more to this room. Let's find out what real secrets you've been hiding. Jenny hesitated at the doorway. What secrets would she find? And what would she discover about him? She crossed the threshold she knew. There was no turning back. What is all this? Home security gone crazy? How does it all fit behind a bookcase? Looks like someone was just here. This house only has 2 floors, so why does this elevator have so many more? Where does it go? Probably to said mines we keep reading about. Never seen a lock like this. Wonder what kind of key it takes. Card key, probably. Recording device looks really expensive. The wires run over to those monitors. Whatever it's recording, it can't be good. All those days crossed out on the calendar. What is he counting down to? Wonder what the tubes are for. Just double check I didn't miss interacting with those. Okay, it looks like the monitors are the last thing. What are all these screens for? That coffee is still warm. complexity of the controls overwhelmed Jenny. How could a little girl possibly navigate such an elaborate system? There are 2 buttons and a joystick. I'll figure it out. Hey, is that the front door? Headless body found by lake. Okay, I might have to actually... Hi, raccoon. That doesn't look pleasant. My ghost finger freaked me out there for a second. It's got cameras all over Arthurton. Doesn't make any sense. It's got cameras on the cameras. Another user has oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, fuck you.
Oh, hello. I'm Arthur K. Finkelstein, homemade jam enthusiast, Wildlife Dental Society member, and author of Jenny LeClue. The greatest choose-your-own-adventure novel series in the world. And now I want you to help me write her biggest adventure yet. Jenny LeClue, Detectivú, an interactive adventure game where you control the story. Hey, you're not supposed to see that yet. Spoiler alert. As I was saying, we'll explore the town of Arthurton, a world rich with characters like Jenny LeClue. When her mother is accused of murder, Jenny takes on the case of her life, and soon she discovers nothing is what it seems. A choose-your-own-adventure game with choosiness on a massive scale. Crack the case. Save your family. Unearth Arthurton's dark secrets. And don't forget to floss.
I wonder if all that's actually in here. Well, now. Give me 1 second to start up the actual game now. Oh good, it automatically captured the window. See, I'm pretty sure I got all the settings I want. Okay. New game. There's a new game plus. Button, not control stick. I can stop if I want to, completely ruining the dramatic tension. Oh god, I hate these kind of puzzles. Hey, I did it. The Locksmith's Apprentice. Going down. Creepy. Welcome to Arthurton.
What? Who? Oh, I must have dozed off. Perhaps we need a spot of tea to wake us up. What do you say, Rufus? Yes, quite right. Better get back to work. This book won't write itself. Maybe I should start somewhere easier. I'll come back to the prologue later. The sun rose over another perfect day in picturesque Arthurton. To the casual observer, Arthurton seemed like any other small, quiet town. It was nestled in a valley between two mountains, lined by lustrous forests, and perched on the edge of a pristine lake. It had a main street with all the essentials, including a place to sip coffee. It had schools, a college, a church, and a police station. It even had a museum no one ever visited. It was the kind of place you might find anywhere on your travels. Typical, maybe even forgettable.
The Great Placebo.
But there was one thing in Arthurton that was unlike any other town in the whole world. Actually, it was a girl. Her name was Jenny LeClue, and she was the world's greatest detective. Finkelstein residence. Oh, hello, Glenda. Yes, he said he might ring. Okay, patch me through then. Richard? Yes, I got it. I did, and my answer is no. I understand that, but... Well, yes, of course, but... No. Nothing is settled. I'm not going to do it. It goes against everything my books stand for. No, not yet, but... If I could just... Please, listen to what I'm saying.
Letter to Finkelfin's draft. Well, it's me again, Arthur K. Finkelstein, here at book 38 of the Jenny LeClue series. Her most joyful adventure yet. Thank you to all the new Jenny LeClue fans out there. You have both been incredible. You have both been incredibly supportive. To answer your questions, one, despite any rumors you may have heard, of course, the Jenny books will continue as long as there's ink in my pen and ribbon in my typewriter. 2, yes, it'll be more of the same. I refuse to change my formula. Arthurton will always be a safe and happy place. Now, other stick. Ah, more backers, I assume. Or that same list of backers. Meow. Meow. Pencil pusher. Ha 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 ha. Tea. Oh. Hey. I'm trying to pick that up. There we go. Also, I don't quite have the mouse pointer like I did in the other one. Dear Arthur, I hope all is well. I'm afraid I've got bad news, old chum. There's no easy way to say it, so I've attached the latest book sale numbers. Nowadays, young readers want more mystery and danger. You're losing them with Jenny's increasingly timid and repetitive adventures. One bit of good news, it's too late for the stores to cancel their orders for the next book, so we're going to give you one last go and see if you can breathe some life into the old girl. We want you to try a proper murder mystery. I'm not a murderer. Start killing people off. Add some drama. The bottom line is, if you don't step it up, I'm afraid it's a case of Jenny and the last hurrah. In other positive news, someone from a real newspaper finally reviewed your last book. Hack! I need to zoom in. Jenny LeClue and the Missing Marmalade Sandwich. The 38th and hopefully last book in the series, which is very much past its prime. Once a collection of mystery stories cherished by children all over the world, Jenny LeClue has since taken a nosedive into mediocrity. Without reservation, Arthur K. Finkelstein, complete waste of time. The only mystery left in Arthurton is how this trash keeps getting published. This reader nearly died of boredom. On a positive note, the book makes a great doorstop. Wouldn't know a good story if it bit you on the rump. I took the worst bits out. Unbelievable. Imagine all this might come as a bit of a shock, but we've got to move with the times. Throw in a murder or two, and a dash of real tragedy. A murder would be nice, of course. Bad horse, bad horse. No. Dash of real tragedy, and who knows, maybe you got one great story left in you. I'll ring you later to discuss. Sorry about your career. Chin up, though, eh? Richard Inkwell. P.S. Squash next week? At least you'll have time to work on that backhand soon. So, yeah. That's, of course, the thing he was typing. I don't think there's really anything else. Well, I can interact with the lamp. I can turn it off. Yeah, oh, I almost missed that. Gotta look carefully for these things. Let's brush around the edge of the desk just to be sure there's not one on the floor. Doesn't look like it. I put this back, or will it make me read it again? It'll make me read it again. Okay.
You don't understand what you're asking for. You want me to turn Jenny's world upside down? Kill off my characters and destroy everything I've built over the last 30 years? Fine. I'll give you what you want. But I warn you, I'm a stream of consciousness writer, and you have unleashed my fury. Good day, sir. Boring? Predictable? Pah! Well, if it's murder they want, it's murder they'll get.
Uh-oh.
It should have been another perfect day in Arthurton. But today was different, and nothing would ever be the same again. To begin with, Jenny LeClue was dead. Her skin was pale, her eyes glassy and frozen. What cruel fate had befallen our beloved detective?
No, no, no! Never move the victim!
Mrs. LeClue, she's doing it again.
Jenny LeClue, you are a dead body. Dead bodies don't talk.
Teaches dumb students. Terrible cook.
But he's doing it wrong! As wonderful as it would be if all cadavers were so talkative, we must deduce the cause of death without their help. With only the evidence laid before us, We build a picture from the fragments left behind. We collect clues, interpret the data, and solve our puzzle one piece at a time, until it feels as if the victim is speaking to us. But Jenny is right, Jonathan. You mustn't disturb the crime scene. Vital evidence could be lost.
Sorry, Mrs. LeClue.
Okay, you've all had a chance to study the body? Who can postulate how she met her demise?
Ooh, me! I think it was an accident.
Yeah, she obviously wasn't looking where she was going
So she slipped on the wet floor,
and cracked her head open. Like an egg.
and then she bled to death.
Really? How can you tell?
Well, there's a giant pool of blood around her head.
Yeah, I know. I was being sarcastic.
Oh.
Actually, you're both wrong.
What?
It was cold-blooded murder.
Murder?
Don't be ridiculous.
Where's the murder weapon?
There's no evidence anyone else was even here.
Oh, yes, there is. It was murder, and I can prove it.
Alrighty. Puzzle
Jenny
time.
had read all the books. She'd absorbed all her mother's teachings. But there was nothing quite like getting your hands dirty.
How many people get the chance to solve their own murder?
The first step in any good deduction was collecting evidence. Seemingly insignificant details could provide a vital piece of the puzzle.
First, I'll search the crime scene for clues.
Then she'd analyze the data. And finally...
Deduce the
Oop.
real cause of death.
Okay, so clicking out of the window does, pause things.
There's no doubt the victim lost a lot of blood. The victim has a green smudge on her lips. It's not lipstick.
Also, art. I saw another one while we were zoomed out. Jesus, they're everywhere. I make no promises on finding all of these gallery arts. And I'm pretty sure most of these weren't here in the mobile version when I was playing it.
Approximately 8 sizes too big and covered in mud. The floor is wet and slippery, but also immaculately clean.
Jenny's blue sweater was scruffy and quite uncomfortable, but her grandmother had knitted it, and so it was her favorite. The more it itched, the closer she felt to her.
Aww.
Without her trusty bifocals, Jenny couldn't see the nose in front of her face. They were her window to the world, and the lens through which she focused her keen detective vision. It wasn't Jenny's style to wear accessories, but this hair clip was the exception. Its function as a lockpick had saved Jenny from a long night trapped in her school locker. She'd worn it ever since.
Uh-huh.
What a waste of perfectly good coffee.
Jenny's love for coffee was almost as strong as her passion for crime solving.
Chalky green residue on the rim. Smells like burnt matches. I've seen enough. Time to wrap this case up.
Jenny was a meticulous record keeper, noting every relevant clue in her trusty journal. A great detective knew that solving a mystery was simply a matter of connecting the dots.
I'm certain this wasn't a mere accident. Now I just need to prove it. How do I know the victim didn't slip?
Oh, I've got a hold.
The victim's boots are filthy. They should have left big muddy footprints on the floor. So where are they? Either someone washed away her footprints, or she was carried here.
Great, gumshoe.
Okay, that proves she didn't slip. So how did she actually die? What was the real cause of death?
Smells of almonds.
There's a green residue in the bottom of the victim's coffee cup. It smells of burnt matches. Phosphorus. Also found in common garden fertilizer. The same green mark is on the victim's lips. Her coffee was spiked with fertilizer. Someone clearly wanted her dead. Ah, the case of the dead lab assistant. Gone before her time. Was it poison? Yes. A blow to the head? Yes. An accident? Certainly not. No footprints in an unshattered mug? She was killed somewhere else and carried here. This is the story of a scorned ex-lover.
Jenny?
The gardener enacting his revenge.
Jenny!
A deadly brew of fertilizer and caffeine coursing through the veins.
That's quite enough, thank you.
What happens to the gardener?
Is this gonna be on the test?
Remember, class, even the smartest criminals make mistakes. This is how we catch a killer.
But what's the point of all this?
Yeah, there hasn't been a murder in Arthurton in years.
Every town has a dark side, even Arthurton. By doubting, we are led to question. And by questioning, we arrive at the truth. Okay, that's all for today. Don't forget, next class is our field trip to the morgue. So have a light lunch. The students need to think for themselves, Jenny. That's why they're here at Gumboldt. To learn.
I just figured we all had places to go. Speaking of which,
And where are you off to, young lady?
I'm a dead body mom, remember? Dead bodies don't tell. See ya.
Wait, before you go, I have something for you.
Cool. What is it?
If I told you, that would spoil the fun, wouldn't it?
The LeClues didn't simply hand each other presents, they hid them. It was a family tradition, and Jenny had developed a sixth sense for finding them. With her trusty magnifying glass at her side, nothing eluded her.
A new journal.
To Jenny, there was nothing better than the aroma of a fresh leather notebook. It smelled like mystery. Without missing a beat, she did what any detective worth their salt would do. She decorated it.
I do heart nerds. Of course, we have a very limited selection right now. So we'll just do that.
A new journal meant new adventures. She imagined all the thrilling cases that would soon fill its pages. And on the first page, her mother had written an inscription.
A great detective never gives up. Love, Mom.
Find a map. Keep it here. Yeah, there's... I'm not sure what this affects. I'm going to do my best not to look it up.
I love it. Thanks, Mom.
Jenny, I wanted to talk about, to say,
Somewhere in the back of Jenny's highly caffeinated brain, an alarm bell was ringing. Her mum was hesitating. What could be causing her to act so out of character?
Crossed arms, furrowed brow.
Jenny saw it coming from a mile away. Her mother was about to get...
Emotional.
I've really gotta go. No, Jenny, wait. I need your help.
What? Really?
Jenny couldn't believe her ears. It was extremely unusual for her mother to ask for help. It must be something very important. Tracing the steps of a deranged killer? A cold case that only someone with Jenny's expertise could solve?
I've misplaced the students' essays on decapitation. See if you can find them for me before you leave. I have to run.
Wow, the case of the misplaced papers. Are you sure you want to trust me with such a complex task?
I have no doubt you'll be able to find them. They're around here somewhere.
Jenny was unsure if her mother was unable to detect sarcasm or just really good at ignoring it.
Yes. Might as well
Okay,
help.
Mom. I'll find them before I leave. On one condition.
Yes?
You have to let me help grade them.
One of Jenny's favorite pastimes was grading papers. Nothing pleased her more than giving a big shiny F to an overconfident student.
Don't push your luck.
Please.
Okay.
Yes.
Find the papers and go straight home.
But I'm meeting Keith tonight.
No buts, remember?
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm still feeling the effects of being poisoned for your class.
Well then, I have the perfect antidote. You're staying with your cousin this weekend, and you still need to pack.
This again? Look, I've considered your offer, Mom, and I'm going to have to decline. I'm old enough to take care of myself.
I'll be back late tonight. There's meatloaf in the fridge.
Late again? What are you up to?
Jenny LeClue, it's been a difficult week. Could you please just do what you're told for once and stop asking questions?
Fine.
And try to stay out of trouble.
When do I ever get into trouble?
I don't know, you're
All right.
crime-solving
let's find these
kid.
papers and get out of here.
So we got a run button. Triangle brings up... Triangle Y, whatever you want to call it, brings up this. I don't know why... why that's like that. Try to put this on the cover again. Might be one of those I just have to kind of not worry about it. There we go. No map. Sly Fox now. More gallery art.
One of Jenny's earliest memories was making raspberry jam with her mum.
It's the perfect substitute for blood in class demonstrations. And better tasting than the pig's blood the textbook recommends.
Ew.
Looking rather trim today, Ethan. New diet? What's the matter? Lost your funny bone?
What I do like about this is that it's 2D, so I don't have to worry about exploring too much. I see that art there, let me get it.
Please do not touch. Someone must be running an experiment. Gross. Pretty soon it's gonna sprout legs.
Ooh, what did it update? Someone's growing a strange green liquid. Gross.
Becoming a great detective took more than book smarts. You needed real-life experience. And Jenny was always on the lookout for a chance to get her hands dirty.
Nope, I see another one already. So these things are everywhere. Like, seriously, everywhere.
It's one of the students' term papers. You can tell by the terrible handwriting and erroneous conclusions. Mom must have put them behind the chalkboard.
Da 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 da.
Found you. Time to get out of here.
Case closed. Conclusion. Waste of time. Double check no interact points have jumped up since I did that, and that I'm not missing any art crap. Okay.
Jenny looked around the room one last time. Was she ready to leave? Okay, so she wasn't really dead. That would be silly. No, Jenny was alive and well and ready for another perfect day in Arthurton.
What the? What a mess. I should investigate.
Bonfire celebration, Saturday 1st. Of course.
Hey, you!
Oh, hi there!
What are you doing back there?
Well, I was pruning, but then I discovered this cerulean bugberry bush.
Discovered? These bushes are all over Arthurton.
Actually, this is an incredibly rare bloom.
There's nothing rare about Arthurton.
I beg to differ. Arthurton has many beautiful and exotic plants.
I wonder if this is
Really?
that plant we saw
Like
in
what?
the teaser
Mushrooms
book.
with eyes that glow in the dark, berries that emit a bioluminescent mist, and flowers with nectar as sticky as superglue.
Where? I've never seen any of those things.
Well, believe me, they do exist. I've had the pleasure of seeing them up close. That's one of the privileges of working for Dean Strasberry in his greenhouse. Anyway, I should get back to work. I want everything to be perfect for the Dean's retirement celebration.
Student gardener, annoyingly knowledgeable about Arthurton plant life, works with Dean Strasberry in his greenhouse.
The notice board was awash with flyers, personal ads, and the occasional piece of gum.
I'm amazed anyone can find anything on here.
Fortunately, Jenny had a useful trick to use in a situation like this.
Mom always says, a great detective eliminates the noise. Focus on the details, and you'll find clarity in the chaos.
Lightly chewed.
I wonder if anyone else reads this junk. Hold on. What's this?
Oh no, they've extended curfew hours again. 9 p.m. to sunrise? That's ridiculous.
But necessary. Power outages had become a regular occurrence in town. It was dangerous to be wandering around after dark.
It won't be long before we need a permit to go out at all.
Oh no. Stickers hidden in the things.
Jenny had an instinct for sorting treasure from trash. To the untrained eye, this was just a discarded piece of an old postcard. But to Jenny, it was a mystery waiting to be solved.
I should keep my eyes open for any other pieces.
Case of the puzzling postcard. Yet another thing I have to keep an eye out for. Nope, okay. To be fair, it seems like it's going to be somewhat hard to miss things, but you never know.
Signs and decorations adorned the entire campus.
A party to celebrate the dean's impending retirement.
Left. Left. I said left, damn it! What part of left are you having trouble with?
My left or your left?
My left. Obviously, I mean my left. Why would I mean your left?
So you want me to move it the other way?
Yes, nothing would make me happier. If you're not careful, we're gonna have Brown's brains all over the floor.
They seem busy. I should probably lead them to it.
It's great. It's great Dean
Hello,
Strasberg.
Mr. Strasberry. How are you today?
The Dean of Gumball, everyone's
A
surrogate
jolly
uncle.
gentleman, the dean was often seen shaking hands and kissing babies around town.
He's also Mom's boss.
But more than that, he was her loyal friend.
What do you think, Jenny?
The dean had dedicated his life to Gumboldt, and the townspeople had spared no expense in their tribute to him.
Quite a striking resemblance, Mr. Strasberry.
It's a scary thing, Jenny. Retirement.
Great excuse for a party, though.
What will you do when you're no longer the dean?
I've been trying not to think about it.
This place won't be the same without you.
Things change, Jenny.
Time marches on, and we must do our best to adapt. It's going to be difficult, but I'm sure we will get through it.
What do you mean, we?
Do you think they made my belly too big?
It's probably just the perspective, Mr. Stroudsbury.
You are a clever one, Jenny LeClue. Speaking of which, have you been practicing your detective skills?
Have I? Of course, always.
Well then, I have a challenge for you. I bet you can't guess what I ate for breakfast.
At last, a real challenge for Jenny. A fiendishly difficult puzzle that would take all her wits to solve.
Well, okay. Anything for you, Mr. Stroudsbury.
Oh, how wonderful.
But first, I need to ask you a few questions.
The interrogation of Dean Stroudsbury.
The Dean was a big fan of the Gumboldt moonbeams. And not just because his son was a prominent figure on the team.
Well, a bench warmer anyway. It can't be dandruff. He has no hair. I have a hunch it's powdered sugar. The Dean didn't button his shirt properly. It looks like a bloodstain, but the seeds indicate otherwise.
For the Dean, being covered in plant life was not unusual. His work as a botanist was renowned.
Looks like you're carrying some extra baggage today, Mr. Stroudsbury.
Well, I do have a lot on my mind.
I was referring to your legs.
Oh, thank you. I have been doing my daily calisthenics.
No, I mean the sticky stuff on your pants.
What? Oh! Hitchhikers. I've been working on a new orchid hybrid in my greenhouse. They're beautiful, but the leaves are quite clingy. I will say, I am looking forward to spending more time in the dirt.
A pointless clue. Also, I haven't seen any other of those gallery items, so...
A thick bundle of note cards poked out of the Dean's pocket.
What's he keeping so close to his chest?
A spoon.
You've been making a lot of notes, Mr. Stroudsbury.
Oh, I was intending to make a speech on Saturday.
Why have you scratched out so much of it?
Your mother suggested I keep it short, and quite right, too. I must have rewritten it 20 times by now. I just can't seem to find the right words.
Looks like he accidentally put a spoon in his pocket instead of his pen. It's got a coffee stain on it. His watch is slow. That's unlike the Dean. He's usually very punctual. Your watch is 45 minutes slow.
Is it? Oh my. That explains why there was no cheesecake left in the cafeteria. My head's not screwed on today. Thank goodness you noticed, or I'd be late for my meeting with your mother.
Oh, really? She didn't mention anything to me.
Oh, well, of course she wouldn't. It's nothing important.
Why are you meeting then?
It's just, she's helping me finalize my plans for,
Your party?
Yes, that's it. My retirement party. Thank you.
Are you okay, Mr. Strasberry?
Of course. Now let me just fix my watch before I forget. Now, where were we?
So many interruptions.
Ipsa scientia potestas est. Looks like Latin. Your ring sure looks old.
It was made for my grandfather. He passed it down to my father, who passed it down to me. And when the time comes, I'll pass it on to my son.
The Strasberry family had been champions of education for generations.
What does the inscription mean?
Knowledge itself is power. The inquisitive spirit is a mighty thing, Jenny. And nothing is as important as the truth. So, what do you think, Jenny? Can you guess what I had for breakfast?
Sure, Mr. Strasberry. I've got everything I need to solve this mystery. What did the Dean eat for breakfast? Jam on his shirt and powdered sugar on his tie. The evidence points strongly to the Dean's breakfast consisting of 1, maybe 2 donuts.
Da 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 da.
What else can I tell about the Dean's morning? The Dean had neglected to wind his pocket watch. The act of a distracted man. This resulted in his whole routine being thrown off, which might explain why he has a spoon in his pocket instead of a pen. You had a donut for breakfast.
Yes?
I'm guessing... raspberry.
How did you know?
That part was easy. You always have donuts for breakfast. But something else caught my attention.
Oh?
I think you have something on your mind, Mr. Strasberry. You are usually a picture of precision and punctuality. But today, there's a spoon in your pocket and your shirt button is undone.
My, you really are a LeClue. Your father would be so proud.
Thanks. Well, I should be going. I'm meeting your son by the lake.
And I'm meeting your mother in the library. What a small world this is.
Too small.
A perfectly small world with everything in its right place.
Who would want to change that?
Pardon?
Nothing. See you on Saturday.
Oh, yes. Until we meet again, Jenny LeClue.
Journal updated. Avocado Hall.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
In her short time as a detective, Jenny had learned never to ignore a ringing phone.
Hello?
The dog barks loudest before the dawn.
What? CJ, is that you?
The dog barks loudest before the dawn.
Really? This again? It's me, Jenny. We don't need to do this.
I have no idea who you are, and I know no one by that name. The dog barks loudest before the dawn.
Fine.
Bird.
The early bird can't catch the lazy worm.
Good. The wind blows strongly from the east.
People in glass houses should invest in curtains.
Excellent. The evening sky is full of fireflies.
The last donut is the tastiest.
Ah! Jenny, it is you!
Of course it is!
I need to meet with you right away.
Okay. Where do you want to meet?
This place will do.
Everyone in town knew that CJ was mad, even dangerous.
He's not dangerous. He just doesn't accept things at face value. Sure, he's a bit fixated on extraterrestrials, but at least he's passionate about something.
CJ and Jenny certainly indulged each other's obsessions. But most of all, CJ treated Jenny like a colleague.
And not a little kid. CJ, why did we go through all that if you're right here?
Can't be too careful. Are you sure you weren't followed?
Who would be following me?
Shh. This place is compromised. We don't have long to talk. Now, what did you want to talk to me about?
What? You called me.
Did I? Why?
Talking to CJ was a bit like navigating a maze. You had a rough idea of where you were headed, but you couldn't be sure you'd ever get there.
I'll help you figure it out.
Oh, I see you hiding there. One in his pants. Ew. I think that's all of them.
I knew he was hiding something. A compass with strange symbols where the cardinal direction should be. Looks broken. Where did you get that compass?
Ah, you spotted it. I knew you would. It belonged to my father. He left it to me to find the truth.
You're not gonna find anything with that. The needle is wandering all over the place. A bit like you.
It's searching
For what?
for them. It's this town, Jenny. It's Arthurton. They're here, among us. And this proves it.
Or it could just be broken.
Could be. I guess we'll never know.
Is it your birthday, CJ?
Birthday? Whose birthday? Kingston's birthday. But Kingston died on his birthday. Assassination? Possibly. Abduction? Almost certainly.
CJ, the card?
Oh, this. It's for you. Impossible shot. Died instantly. No suspects. No human suspects, anyway.
Wow.
Thanks, CJ. That's, thoughtful. I didn't think you'd remember.
I know what it's like to lose something important to you. Now triple shred and incinerate that card as soon as possible! It's got my fingerprints all over it!
that sticking out of your sock?
Ah! That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I intercepted a secret message. Classified intel. It's proof, Jenny. It's happening again. It's time for us to join the fight.
This doesn't look like the kind of pamphlet he usually makes. It's being professionally printed.
Could CJ finally be onto something?
Blip.
Oh, it's just part of a cereal box.
A cereal box from another space-time continuum?
Nope, just a regular cereal box. It's an ad for a toy.
But why? Why would it just be lying there in the trash?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I'm sorry, CJ. There are still great mysteries out there to solve, but this isn't one of them. So what's the plan now?
Library. Research. Very important. Very hush-hush.
They let you back in?
Not yet. But I've got this hat now.
It wasn't your head that needed covering.
No, for disguise.
I know, CJ. What is it this time? More UFOs? Radio wave mind control? A globally connected communication network used exclusively to view pictures of cats?
Meow.
Jenny, you sound crazy. I'm just preparing my defense for the hearing.
Is this because you tried to hypnotize Mrs. Brown's prize poodle?
No, that was last week. It's because I peed in the water tower.
CJ, that's gross.
And this is the thanks I get for saving everyone from the mind control chemicals.
Well, I guess I'll see you later then.
But CJ was gone.
CJ, I know you're standing behind the phone booth. I just watched you walk over there.
No, I'm not.
Okay then, bye.
See you later.
I wonder if I'm going to have to remember that. Oh. I was hoping for a postcard piece. But anyway. Saved just now. Let's take a look at what we've unlocked. Concept art. We've unlocked concept art. Here, bleh. Okay. Why? Well, anyway, that is a good place to stop for now. Tomorrow is D&D on Polar Mike's channel, and I will be back Tuesday with some more of this game.